because it's right now we're live here and we're about to go live there. So yeah, we are. Oh, there's Vin. I need to get a hold of him right away. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, early evening. So we are. I am Ian of Big Family Knife in the Simpson family home. 4Fs of the Simpson family. The 4Fs representing faith, family, food, and fitness. Faith because we believe we can do all things through He who loves us. Food, family, because aside from God, there's nothing more important than family. Food, because food is medicine. And fitness, because we believe that a strong, overall wellness can be achieved by maintaining a strong mind, body, and soul. Hence the 4Fs. So I'm usually here this evening with my beautiful wife, Rachel. As you can see, this is not her. We've got special guest, Big Noah. Big Noah is gonna hang out with us this evening on Real Talk, and we're gonna go. We're talking. This one is called Love and Basketball. What had happened was, let me give you a little bit of as to why we're doing this. Really, is just quite simply. Last night, Noah had some big news. As y'all are aware, we're in the middle of a pandemic. We just lockdowns just got lifted and so on and so forth. And last night, Noah got some big news and was able to secure some time at a gym, at a facility, not to work out. We do that. We can train, but to shoot and get a basketball in his hand. And he had said actually that this is the longest. He made a simple statement. It's like, this is the longest that I've ever gone my entire life without shooting a ball. Because life is ball is life. Ball has been life for this kid since he was 7 years old. Well, how do I know? Because I was there. You know what I mean? It's been a long journey, and now we're here. So let me get out the way real quick. And Noah, what's on your mind, man?
How's it going, everyone? Big Noah here. Not much. Just ready to get this training session in tonight.
That's pretty exciting. It's been legit. How long's it been since you've had a ball in your hand, got a shot up, and hit the boards?
I don't even know. The last time would have been at Maples or maybe even Stanley. At least 3 months.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
It's a long time, and I think that when you're talking about, hey Jordan, thanks for stopping in there, buddy. Is that one of your people there on the
that's
ground?
Eric.
Yeah, give him a shout out.
What's up, Eric?
Yeah, thanks for stopping in. And just so as I'm looking at this camera right here, this camera here is managing multiple platforms for me. So while I know there's someone in the room with me, I can't see who you are unless you give me a shout out. And if you give me a shout out, we can holler back and make this as interactive as possible, and then it's just much more exciting. Yeah. So, we've been going through this, and I mean, really and truly, let's talk about a little bit about what's it been like for you. I mean, this has been a long haul. Let me ask you this question, see if you remember. I gave you the answer to this question a long time ago. How many hours to make a professional athlete? How many hours of practice required?
10,000.
You remembered that, huh?
Yeah.
Told him that when he was 7 years old. I came across that. I came across that statistic somewhere, and I read it somewhere, and I decided to share it with him. It's like, hey Tony, God bless you, man. Thanks for stopping in on the gram. There, we see you. I said I shared that with him. I says, hi Bree. Isaiah says hi baby.
What's
Isaiah.
going on?
God bless you. We love you. Thanks for stopping in. And Isaiah is our 2-year-old buddy. Who lives down the way there with his family, and Brianna is our sister in Christ, and Isaiah is just 2, and he absolutely just Noah's his favorite guy because Noah's just this jolly green giant, So when Isaiah was, let me tell a quick story. When Isaiah was out with mom picking acorns, the acorns were too high on the tree, and Isaiah is so special. He's such a beautiful child because he's 2 and he's been signing for months. Mom has him communicating. He's been communicating from the time he was very young. So you give a child the means to communicate, and they will. And so the acorns were too high up on the tree, and Isaiah looked at mom and says, Noah. Get Noah. So when mom told me about this, I told Big Noah, I said, go to the front of the compound, go pick some acorns for Isaiah. So, and he did, because that's the kind of fellow that this guy is. Big heart. So, but this Noah tall, exactly. He's great for reaching articles on the top shelves. We've been doing that for years. He's really good at that. Like those really high up items that need to be put away and brought down. He's really great at that. But loving basketball, man. Tell me about let's talk a little basketball, man. They say that you never know what you've got until it's gone. That's what they say, right? You never know what you got. I mean, so talk to me, man. What's on your heart?
Yeah. Obviously, it's been a while since I've even taken a shot like on a real hoop. Like I've shot around in a couple like mini hoops with mini basketballs and that, but it's obviously not the same thing. So it's been weird. Like I don't know. It felt like I was almost like, I don't want to say going crazy, but it just felt really weird having not played basketball in so long. And like I said, like we said, it was the longest I've ever gone without shooting on a real hoop. So. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been weird and just ready to get back at it.
And we've been at this basketball game for a minute. Like, I mean, because you were born big, so I identified immediately that, you can't teach size. They teach you everything else, but you can't teach size. So it's like, hey, man, we got to get a ball in this kid's hand and see what can happen. And we've been at this game here since you were 7 years old. Right. So do you figure going back to the 10,000 hours, and that number is 10,000 hours that you can that you have to practice before you can consider yourself an Olympic level or professional level athlete? You feel that you've put in that sweat equity. You've put in that sweat equity. You've got your 10,000.
What's up, Javon? Shout out to Young Romello on the gram. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, I don't think so, but I'd have to say that I'm at least halfway there.
Really?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, especially with playing Team Toba, we practice every single day in the summer. So that's 2 hours every single day for like 2 months straight. Mm-hmm. So, and then back in the day, it was like a couple times a week for 2 hours. And then the times I was putting in on my own, I got to be at least halfway. I'm not really sure, honestly, how close I am, but I put in a lot of hours for sure.
What's your fondest basketball memory? Your fondest basketball memory.
Just traveling, being able to travel like all over Canada, and I went to Indianapolis too. Played in the Adidas Invitational. That's where all the teams were at. Just gone to Nova Scotia, Edmonton, all over Canada. Mm-hmm. My fondest basketball memory. There's a couple. I got a couple. I'll share a couple, I guess.
Okay, sure.
There was one, just a simple one in the WIT tournament in the championship game.
Okay.
I had that big dunk. That one was pretty.
Oh,
that's a good memory.
At Maples?
No, at Tech Voc against Maples. We were playing Maples at Tech Voc.
Oh, the baseline, basically right-hand side, drop step dunk.
Oh, no, not that one. It was just off a screen and roll from the top of the key.
Okay.
Right down the key, 2 hands. But another one that really sticks with me was one of the years that I tried out for Team Manitoba. I sprained my ankle on the second last day of tryouts.
Okay.
So it happened. I went through the rest of the tryout. I didn't go out, and I didn't get cut, obviously. And then so I had to come back the next day for the last tryout. And I don't know. I didn't want to tell them that I had hurt my ankle, because I didn't want to risk it getting cut or something, off an injury. They don't want to pick up someone with an injury.
Right.
What's up, Tristan? What's up, Riddell? So I sprained my ankle. I showed up the next day, didn't tell anyone. Got my ankle taped up. Popped like 5 ibuprofens and went through the last tryout, man. And then I did the last tryout on a bum ankle. I was limping up and down the court. I made the team, and then after I made the team, that's when I told my coach, like, I actually hurt my ankle during tryouts. Yeah. And so I was out for like almost a month, but while the season was starting, I was out for a couple weeks, but I made the team, so it was that was a good memory too.
You would say one of your homies says single but effective off the screen. Yeah, simple but effective.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Javon knows what's up. Yeah, it was a screen and roll right down the middle of the right down the middle of the key. bounced past to me. I just took my step and threw it down 2 hands. Tiernan, if Tiernan was in here, he'd be able to tell you because he ran out the way.
I thought that was the dunk. And I wasn't gonna call Tiernan out. I wasn't gonna call anybody out. I'm like, wait a minute, is this the dunk? Are we talking about the same dunk? Okay, I thought that was I don't appreciate that you called Tiernan out like that. I mean, homeboy ain't even here to defend himself. I mean, I don't, that was uncalled for. We could have just said that, the defender got out the way. we could have just left it at that, but whatever, it is what it is. I think that if I went back to my favorite basketball memory, my favorite basketball memory, I have a few, but I'm gonna share this one because it's and I'm gonna share it ahead of time because your next question is gonna be what is your most significant? No, I'm gonna share two. I'm gonna share the one that was at Maples because after you guys played against you're okay, baby. After you guys played against John Taylor. John Taylor, and you were you had what's his name there? What's their big there? James, right? Mr. Wagner, right? And you had him. You guys even went into overtime, and I think you were sick or you got cramps that game. And I remember after the game,
flu.
Yeah, after the game, I went into the. You guys lost, but it was close. I mean, you almost pulled it out. You almost did. And I went into the locker room, and like you were just done. You're just sitting there. You weren't because you were in there for a while, so I went to check on you, and you were just exhausted, man, just spent. And even though you hadn't won the game, so you didn't get the desired outcome, you were good. You were good, you know what I mean? You weren't, because I think that's what's most important when you're dealing with young athletes is that don't be discouraged, right? And don't allow that self-doubt to enter into your mind, because at the end of the day, if you leave it all out there, right? You leave it all out there. Like, what's to be mad about? What's to be disappointed about? What's to be salty about? Like, the thing is this, right? How do you define failure, right? How do you define failure? For me, I say this. You eliminate failure from the equation with effort. Yeah, based on your effort, right? Because you cannot fail if you put everything into it. You can't call that failure. That's not failure. You might not get the desired outcome, like in this game, Noah didn't get the W. But he stood tall. He felt proud and strong in his heart because he knew that that was all he can do. And that was all he can do and then some, being sick. Couldn't walk for like half an hour. So I challenge you as a young person to go to your parent and say that I failed, knowing that you did your very best. Now, when you fail is when you don't show up. That's failure, right? When you fail, that's when you don't show up. When you don't show up and you don't show out, when you don't even try. That's failure. Now, you might not get the desired result, the desired outcome, but you can't fail if you put everything into it. And it's my lived life experience and my personal experience that if you didn't get the desired outcome, it's only because God has something better in store. Go.
Yeah, Riddell said win or learn there.
Facts. Facts. And because Riddell is in the house, shout out to the best shot that I've ever been a part of.
Oh yeah.
Right? The best shot. Like, I'm a basketball guy. You guys need to understand. I've been watching basketball since, Hey, what up, though, Daniel? It depends. Individual output and group output is different. Absolutely. But individual and group output is absolutely different. And now I've done a lot of basketball. I've watched a lot of basketball. I've been to clinics, and the only thing I haven't done is play a lot of basketball. But as far as coaching and being around basketball players and watched a lot of games, the single best shot I've ever seen. Okay, let me set the scene. We're playing against Garden City, where we've got our original 5 teams. So Riddell is there. No, Guy isn't there. Riddell is there. Sean is there. Daniel had fouled out. Daniel Saki, remember that name, right? Had fouled out, and hi Teresa, God bless you. She talking to you,
how's it
son,
going?
not me.
I'm good. How are you?
Right?
How's it going?
So now we're down 1. And we've got, and because of the age group, what is the age? We're about between 8 and 10 years old at the time. Okay, so because of the age group, and we're playing at the UW, great scene, and the parents are on. I got nothing but Filipinos on my team, and Noah and Daniel. So that the gym is packed because them parents come out to support their kids. What's up? And then we're playing against. Good to see you, Teresa. Thank you for stopping in. And then we're playing against Garden City, and those parents came out like, well, so it was wild. It was wild. Our little court there was packed, and people was coming from the other side to watch, right? And so then we're down 1 with like seconds to go. I think it was like between 3 and 6 seconds. Right, so I said, because there's no press, because of the age group, I says to Big Noah here, I says, roll the ball up to half court. And I says, Riddell, when the ball get to half court, you pick it up. You gotta go. You gotta go. That's it. You got 3 seconds. You gotta go. 3 to 5 seconds. You gotta go. And I mean, this guy made me look like the coach of the year, the best coach ever, because I drew that up. That was all me. I drew that up. I didn't. I told him, hey, get the ball and go.
Get the ball and pick it up and go.
Pick it up and go, Riddell. Those were my instructions. Hi, hey, Liz, God bless you. Aisha, God bless you. Thank you both for coming and checking us out. Appreciate you so much. Thank you. And so Riddell picks up the ball and hey, yeah, Riddell's laughing. Yeah, right. Just like I drew it up. He picked it up and he goes hard left, right? And he's fading left.
Crazy.
Falling down, shoots across his body, right? Hits his back, falls down, buzzer goes, splash. Splash. And then Daniel's on top of him, and Noah's on top of him, and the team is on top of him, and the gym is going nuts. The gym is going nuts. And me, because I'm so emotional, I'm standing there crying. Best shot that I've ever been around, hands down. Hands down. And like I said, they was only like 8 to 10 years old. So yeah, it was special. Now, so then there was that. And then my next favorite shot was actually a missed shot. You guys were playing against East St. Paul at Sisler. You had Big Cam. And this was why this is so important, because you had to overcome the psychology of playing for a coach who thought that it was best that a 6'8" power forward should be doing layups and should not be dunking. That's the philosophy of that particular coach. And I would tell my son that, and then, he was conflicted because now he's in a situation where, do I listen to coach or do I listen to dad? Right? But the basketball IQ in Manitoba, sports IQ, I mean, you got a lot of non-sports people making sports decisions, right? And a lot of it is just about leveling the playing field for their children. There's a lot of nepotism involved. I can say what I want because I actually don't care, because I'm actually sitting here living my worst nightmare, watching what this system did to me happen to my children. And I won't tolerate it. I won't be quiet. But that's another story. So in this particular game against East St. Paul, you had Cam. He's a monster. He a beast though, isn't he? Mm-hmm. Him and James, two of the top guys in Winnipeg. I ain't gonna hate. I gotta throw it out where props where props is due. And he is a beast. He's just a load. And you got him. You missed the initial shot, and you went up on. You got the offensive rebound, and you went up, and you were about like a good 2 feet back from the rim, and you still went up to crush. And you just went over top of him, and it because they got loose rims at Sisler. Those rims have always been loose, and it bounced out, it rimmed out, and now the ball game, you hit it, you the one, and you lost by 1, and that was just so. For me, that was a defining moment because it was the right play to make. Period. It was the right play. You can't, in that situation, you can't get the ball and go up soft. You'd have took that and swatted it into the. No, you go up hard. You force the rest to play. And I mean, the ball bounced out. It happens. It rimmed out. It happens. But that was one of my favorites because it was the right play and the aggression. Yeah, I loved it. I loved it. Now, what is your most significant and meaningful basketball memory?
Most significant and meaningful?
Yeah.
Oh man. Jeez. Most significant and meaningful basketball memory. I'll take a second to think, but it's actually kind of crazy because we were just talking about earlier in our little group chat. Riddell sent the picture of that 3-on-3 tournament that we had joined at UW. You remember that?
We got
Sean,
the picture.
Riddell,
You, Sean, and Riddell and Ray J. Yeah, well, we got I
sent
had the picture on Facebook.
And we lost to those girls in the last game, and I was so mad.
You guys lost to some girls? I don't remember that.
We lost. Well, we had already won the tournament. It was kind of just like the last game. It was like whatever, and we lost to the girls. In the picture, you could see how mad.
Yeah, you were salty. I always wonder because you're standing there wearing an oversized T-shirt that was going down to your knees, and then you're holding the trophy, and you're just salty. You're just standing there holding the trophy. I remember the picture. You're just salty. But I mean, why you lose to some girls, man?
Oh, Riddell and Sean weren't trying, man. They said they didn't.
It was what just put it on them.
They said they felt bad.
Just put it on them.
They felt bad.
Listen, no, it's okay because I understand. You put it on them, but that's a truism. I can see it because back in the day when I was coming up, right? We came up with Marjorie Kelly. Now, if you guys know the Kelly clan, you know what's up. Like, I mean, they're just like from Brian all the way down. Like, I mean, they're just like athletes. You know, that family is just stacked. And
everyone's laughing,
right? And Marjorie now was her thing was basketball. She played basketball, but she came up playing basketball with us, you know. So we knew what was up. So I remember one day we were out at St. Ignatius, an outdoor court on corridor there, and we're playing ball, right? We're gonna play some pickup, right? And so now we matching up, and me and Doubles, and. So this fella, Ian McKenzie, I think his name was, and he says, in Jamaican, he says, I have the girl, right? And I'm like, dog. I'm like, you good? I got this. He got lit up. We lost. I didn't even feel bad. I mean, it was a valuable lesson for him to learn. So I said all that to say this. Don't take it easy. Don't underestimate your opponent and disrespect them by going easy on them. So I'm glad you guys lost because you thought that, it's just some girls. Yeah, take that. Good. Hey, Wes, how are you, brother? Good to see you. God bless you. Thank you for stopping in. Thank you. We just talking a little bit of basketball here with Big Noah. We're actually going to go out when we're done here. And as I said, he secured a gym. And so for the first time in like months, we hope to go get some shots up. We've just been doing the fitness thing and staying out. Keep yourself in the frame there, son.
She agreed with you. What's up, Arjuna?
Yeah, don't underestimate those female ballers, man. They get theirs. We got some
nice female ballers in Winnipeg here. I don't know if Teresa's still here, but Scintilla is one of the best female ballers
to
back
come
in the
out
day.
of Winnipeg.
Yeah.
To come out of Winnipeg,
sure.
You know what I mean? And I mean, there's the talent pool in Winnipeg. I saw this kid. I was over this is a couple summers ago when we were living over on the East Kildonan side, and I was just at Superstore, and I walked into Superstore, and I'm always got where you guys shooting hoops? It's a school over in Transcona or something. I can't remember. I got to look it up and then
Calvin
get there.
Christian is called.
Yeah.
It's a private session. You got to book it.
Right. Yeah, we booked it, and because members of the same family and everything else, because we still got to deal with restrictions. And Eric says Cheryl Miller used to always beat her brother Reggie in b-ball. That's a fact.
Miller,
Cheryl used to beat up on
everything.
Reggie from time, but everybody know that the best basketball player in that family was Cheryl.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody know that from time. That's a fact.
Javon facts. What's up, Riley? Oh, Rowley. That's Rowley in the cut. Hey, congratulations. That's my boy from, I played with him at Keanu. He just got engaged, actually.
Hey, congratulations, young blood, man. Thanks for stopping in. God bless you. Yeah. Yeah, man. So basketball is life, man. But I'm telling you, man, I got to be honest with you, man. The struggle was real with this guy because, I mean, he's a big, right? So his temperament is that way. He lazy. Yeah, bigs are lazy. I mean, I'm big too. I'm lazy. I come in there. I'm lazy. I'll be like, I get the rebound. And I remember the last game we played. The last game we played together. You trying to get mad at me because I was being lazy. You trying to get mad at me because I'm being lazy. I'm like, I'm only out here to get a couple rebounds and get you the ball, man. Like, what? How come you ain't scored 7 points yet? Like, you trying to be mad at me? Like, I'm out here on a bum hip. I'm old and everything. Yeah, man. So, but I mean, here's what it is. I had hung up the hoops because hung up the cleats because I was, I had the bad hip and the other one was on its way out. But however, yeah, I mean this whole 4Fs thing. Faith, family, food, and fitness, and through this system, you can manifest your best life, and by grace, about a year ago this time, we decided to start training as a family, running as a family. Yeah, him too, and I was like off hip replacement surgery, and I wasn't walking properly. I was still on crutches, and I was still walking with pain and discomfort and limping along, really. And I just thought that, man, the other hip was on the way out, and I was like, this can't be it, man. This can't be it. So I intentionally looked at, healing my body, and I said to God, let's see what we can do. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not a fanatic. I did the surgery and everything else, medicine and everything. Do what works best for you. What I'm saying is that I was able to lean on my God, change my diet, do some research, and finding out that bone marrow broth, bone marrow soup can reverse the effects of arthritis. You know what I mean? And I just intentionally, we started running a year ago today. And, the first time I ran a half a lap, and that was it. Then I got on the bike, and then I remember that each lap is 1.5 kilometers. And we can run 5 of those. Even baby, come here, baby. Come here, baby. Baby, come here, quick. Quick.
We got a question here.
You hold up. Even baby here, look. Here, baby here with me. And we did a video the other day. We were on our 7.5 kilometers in 50-something minutes. So, I mean, it's a family effort. You know what I mean? And love you, baby. By grace, only because. Go.
Read the question.
Yeah.
All right. We got Eric said, yo, what do you guys think of power forwards and centers who rely too much on the 3-point shot? It's a good question. I mean, I'll go first.
You go, yeah.
I mean, I guess it's a part of the game now, right? Kind of everybody has to be able to shoot now. So, obviously, unless you're like 7'3" or something.
And they still taking threes.
There's still everybody shooting threes nowadays.
That guy over in Dallas there, wasn't
Kristaps,
the unicorn there.
Yeah.
What the heck kind of name it? I think of that wrestler there, that meme of this wrestler there, and the unicorn. He's pink and he's wearing a unicorn. Yeah, that's weird. Go on.
What do I think? I mean, obviously, I guess I'm a traditional big, so I don't really like it that much. But it's just something I gotta expand my game on. I gotta be able to shoot the rock now. It's just what it is. And if you're able to hit an open shot, that brings your value so much more higher.
Facts.
If you can hit an open shot, like they have to guard you. They have to guard you, right? Because you can shoot. So just brings so much more to the table.
Well, they call it a stretch shot, a stretch position, stretch forward for a reason, right? Mm-hmm. And personally, I think it's just simple mathematics. The idea is that as long as a 3-point shoot, as long as you can shoot 30%, you're efficient. Mm-hmm. You take 3 shots and you can get 9 points. You take 10 shots and you can score 9 points. You got to hit 5 shots to get that when you're scoring just 2s, right? So it's a numbers game. It's a numbers game, and the league has moved towards scoring. So you're gonna see more and more guys putting up more and more threes, and that's just what it is. That's just personally, I do I like it. I don't dislike it. I mean, I think that what I would say this. I would love to see the league put as much an emphasis on defense as they do on offense. Like, for instance, I think on there's a few videos out there that show what Kobe had to face when he went up against defenses during the lean years when it was just him and Fish in LA, right? They didn't have nobody that could hit it. I mean, Vujacic, guys like this. No, these guys, nobody could regularly hit a shot, right? So, you would see, and in the videos they would show how defenses would rotate to collapse onto him, and he was going 1-on-5 every shot, right? So now I'm watching the playoffs last year, and I'm watching when you watch the bubble, right? When you're in the bubble, when you remove the fans, it affords for you to see a lot more because you don't have the distraction of the fans, right? And so I see a guy like Tyler Hero, where they're really pumping this guy right now, and nice player, sure, absolutely. I'm just wondering because it's like I see like how does a guy, I'm a defensive minded guy, you know what I mean? I'm a defensive minded coach, defensive minded player. How does a guy in the fourth quarter break off his defender to score a layup, an uncontested layup or an uncontested dunk in the fourth quarter of a contested game, and it's like 4 or 5 points, 2 minutes to go, 4 or 5 points, and you're seeing dunks and layups all the time, and it's like, is that a breakdown in communication? What is that? Is that a lack of commitment to defense? I don't know what it is. I don't care for it. I think that we need to get back to more defense.
Said every NBA team is giving up over 100 points per game on defense.
There's my point, because and it's really the fault of the fan, because we're so at times we can be so fickle. We want offense. That's what the fans pay to say that you don't want to go see a baseball game no more and have 3-2-3 baseball 3-2. You just invested 4 hours of your life and you only had 7 points of offense. Nobody want to deal with that. The fans want offense, and so the NBA, it's a business after all. So they're gonna listen to their market research team and they're gonna give the fans what they want.
Yeah, that's true. I guess I never really thought about it that way. Career's a business.
It's a business. It's a business. Don't take it personally.
Don't forget to send your videos so I can share it with our university team.
Oh, hey, yes, 100%. Hi, Leanne. God bless you. Thank you for stopping in. Leanne, this is Noah. Big Noah. That's Leanne.
Hello.
That's our connect. She's out in Ontario, so we got to send some fish footage out to her. She's
we can get some tonight.
Yeah, we're gonna hit the gym tonight too, and yes, I will be bringing a camera crew with me, so I'll get some footage tonight, and I'll send some stuff your way as well, 100%. So yeah, we covered we covered a lot of stuff here now in the basketball realm. Now, let's. Where do you want to go with this? Where do you want to go? Do you want to look at that video? What do you want to do?
What's next on the itinerary here?
I mean, it's up to you, man. It's your time.
Yeah, I'm just going to flow. What we doing?
Well, okay. You want to do a little bit of controversy?
Sure, we can do that. Oh, Marcus. What's up, Marcus? Yeah, that's the guy's brother.
Oh, hey, Marcus. God bless you, man. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for stopping in, brother. We appreciate you so much.
Good to see you, fam.
Good to see you, fam. So, okay. All right. So now my IT department, IG, you're not going to be able to see this. So, but however, I'm going to repost this video after we're done, so you'll be able to see it for real like that. My IT department showed me how to do this recently, so please bear with me, and hopefully I don't screw this up too hard. What I'm going to do is the IT department is Jordan, by the way, his younger brother. I'm going to try to do a screen share here real quick so that we can look at a video that.
I think.
No, it's fine.
I think it worked. I'm saying.
Yeah, it's fine. It should be fine now. So what this is, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna talk a little bit more until the feed, because there's a delay between the live feed and when it comes up on the screen. So I'm gonna wait till it comes up on the screen over here, so I know that we're in real time. What this is we're gonna talk about Basketball Manitoba a little bit and some of the difficulties of being a black athlete and a biracial athlete in okay, so there's that, and wait for it, going to the screen share in this city. Now, there, perfect, okay. So Mom had come across this video here, right? And the caption is, she barely touched him. And what she captioned it, as you said, the Basketball Manitoba refs officiating my son's game in the most racist city in Canada. And that's just her opinion, and I mean, she's... However, that's more than an opinion. It's a lived life experience, really. So, I mean, let's play the video and see what you got to say to that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, now the obvious thing is that as a player, you're never to make contact with the referee and so on and so forth. However, that was pretty incidental, and
yeah, I mean, yeah, it's crazy. I kind of want to know what the story was behind it. I feel like she was showing the ref something on her arm, like saying, "I got scratched" or "I got this mark on my arm." You know, like, look at this. You didn't call that foul.
Right. I got you.
Yeah, it's obviously totally uncalled for. Like, she literally barely touched him. But I can't. It's hard because you're not allowed to touch the ref, obviously.
Right.
So he can do whatever he wants in that situation. But there's no reason to throw her out there. You can just tee her up and, just tee her up and it's over with. There's no reason to throw her out there. That's excessive.
Right. So all right. So everybody's had a chance to. So I'm gonna switch back. Now, how does that play into your lived life experience? I mean, we ain't gonna go into mine because this is not about me. So how does this play into your lived life experience?
Yeah. I commented under there a gift saying it's true, because it is true. If I would definitely get thrown out for doing something as little as that. I've been thrown out of lots of games for things that were whatever. And I don't know. It kind of seemed like the refs were always like out to get me. I don't know what it was exactly. I guess I had a bad rep. They thought I was a mean guy and that I was out there playing dirty and trying to hurt people, but that's not how I play. I don't play
It's
dirty.
not how you were taught.
I
to
play hard. There's a difference.
There's
I play
a big
hard.
difference.
I don't play dirty.
Right.
And so the refs thought I was playing dirty, and they thought I had that.
Frame a little bit this way.
They thought I had that attitude where like I was out there trying to hurt people, and trying to play dirty and all that. So I was always on the wrong side of a lot of calls, and they were always out to get me. Like I could walk into the gym and see a ref, and it's like, oh boy, like I got this ref, and then I know the ref's thinking in his head like, oh, I'm coaching this guy, okay, or I'm reffing this guy, okay, here we go, just waiting for something to give me a technical or something.
And the worst thing is that I have my own burden of responsibility to bear for that, because I mean a lot of that is just because these refs that officiate here, they hold on to that job for 20 years, like I mean, and some of them, there's a couple of them that were doing it when I was coaching him when he was 7 years old, and I stepped away for 13 years and came back. They still there, and they still miserable. And you know what I mean? And it's just so frustrating to watch them, because, I mean, at the end of the day, as a coach, I always I like the idea of accountability, but nobody likes to be held accountable. I hold myself accountable, so I hold the others I work with accountable. So it's like, you're the only one here getting paid. I mean, we paying for our kids to be here. I'm volunteering my time. You're the only one getting paid, so you held to a higher level. You got a job to do. Come on, man. Mm-hmm. And these so here's an example. Again, John Taylor, collegiate, playing against John Taylor. And don't get me wrong, I'm not calling it, these guys they were the best, right? John, Wagner, Zach, Louis, Josh. Hey, shout out to Josh. We can't forget him. These guys were they were absolute studs, right? And so they're at and they're big too. They were big. They were all they're starting 6'5" and better, right? Except for Zach, he was the point guard, right? And so we're at Sisler. I was late, and I showed up late, and he's on the bench.
Oh yeah.
And I don't understand. He didn't start, right? And he's the only big on the team, right? It's Sisler, right? He's the only big. He didn't start, and they've got 6'5" and better, and then Wagner, and so by the time he gets in the game, they're at the end of the first quarter, they're down 20. I find out after the game, here's why he didn't start. Fortuitous that I wasn't there when this occurred, right? So, Basketball Manitoba, for whatever reason, has this silly rule that there's no dunking in warm-ups. I don't know why the rule is in place. The officials pick and choose when they want to enforce it, and coaches do the same. Sisler basketball, Scott Martin. Coach Martin he didn't care for dunking. He didn't care for bigs. He liked 3-point shooting. That was his thing. So it was a no dunking gym, right? Now, but we said John Taylor is 6'5" and better, so they all dunk. Right? Every warm-up, they dunk. This warm-up was no different. They're dunking. Right? So from what I understand, after the fact, Noah comes up after the fact and shuts it down. It's his home court, his fans. So he put down a rim rocker, right? The gym went nuts, right? Guess what the refs did? Now bear in mind, everybody's dunking. They came up and gave Noah technical. And then Coach Martin reinforced it. Instead of sticking up for his guy, he reinforced it by benching him for the first quarter. What do you want with a 6'8" power forward that does strong layups? I never understood that. And that's the injustice of basketball Manitoba, sports Manitoba, really.
Yeah. Because I'll go first.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, I knew not to dunk in warm-ups because I knew I would get benched by my coach, and I also knew that there was the chance of me getting a technical, you know? So, but I'm doing my layups and that, and then I look over to the other side, and I see, like, them throwing down, like, 4 dunks, 3 dunks in a row. Everybody's dunking, you know? So I'm like, all right, well, I guess the refs are letting it go, you know, because they're not saying anything to them. Nobody got teed up yet. So I was like, all right, cool. I'll throw down a dunk, too. I threw down 1 dunk compared to there were at least 10 of them, you know, and right away got teed up, like, instantly. It's crazy.
So then the coach puts him in the position where now he comes into the game and he's mad because, well, you've alienated him because you should have stuck up for him, but instead you punished him and you reinforced the BS, right? Then he's got to go guard the best big in the league down 20. That's basketball Manitoba. Right? Now, I can go on for days. I mean, that post generated a lot of heat. My man Desmond all the way over in BC, he shouted out, facts. You know, I talked to my man Shark in Toronto the other day, and his basketball story pales in comparison. Not my story, I can't tell it. I mean, our story pales in comparison to his. And this has been going on for time. Talk to Uncle Vernus. Uncle Vernus is like, yeah, I mean, my own brother, my lived life experience. My brother, I said to my brother, best basketball player I've ever been around. He was a lefty, right? He's retired in Jamaica, back in Jamaica now. I says to him one day, I said, how come you never made it to at least college, to that at least that level? Cause I mean, this guy he's never seen him play. They've never seen each other play. But this guy was, I mean, old heads out there, Winnipeg, man, y'all know Buzzle. Y'all know Spider Brown. He went to Tech Voc. Y'all know what's up. Right? So I said to him, I said, how come you never at least went to college? And he basically said that he didn't have a lot of success in high school. And I just didn't understand that. That made no sense. What you mean? He said, well, the refs just didn't accept that he was as fast as he was. And every time he dribbled to the hole, they called travel. Every time. And it just became frustrating. I mean, you know, he's young, he's excitable, he's passionate. You know, my own lived life experience. I mean, whatever. It is what it is. Right? It is what it is. I had to sit in the stands a couple winters ago. My wife and I sat in the stands. Noah's playing senior men's. Playing against the Attack, is it? Was it the Attack?
Yeah, the Attack.
Right? Yeah. Now, the guy that you were defending, he's an official, right? Mm-hmm. He's an official in his part-time, and his full-time job, he's a cop.
No.
No?
No.
I made that up?
Yeah.
Makes the story better.
I mean, unless he's undercover, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know about it.
That's Wyatt, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And this guy now, Noah is here. Deal with that quick fast.
What are your opinions on LeVar Ball and how LaMelo and Lonzo have been playing? You want to do that first?
Let me quickly. Now, so this guy reached back and slapped Noah right in the face. Now, Noah's 6'8". Now, if the hand check, it
was an elbow.
Yeah, and the hand check is at the waist, so Noah's head is above this guy's waist, right? So he said that he was reaching back to slap the elbow off his waist, right? That's his excuse. And the ref excuse was that, well, he's hand checking, and I'm like, well, call the foul on the hand check because the ref didn't call no foul, and this guy straight up reached back, boxed my son in the mouth. And the ref didn't call nothing. Noah's like to the ref, and I got kicked out.
Yeah, I'm like guarding him.
I got kicked out. My wife got kicked out. We got kicked out.
I'm guarding him, like I'm guarding him. He hits me in the face. I literally look at the ref like, did you not just see that? Like, what kind of shit is this? Oh, sorry, excuse my language.
Yeah, so I mean, there's that. But yeah, let's deal with that question.
What are your opinions on LeVar Ball and how LaMelo and Lonzo have been playing? You want to go first, or?
LeVar Ball. That's the dad, right? I've been compared to him. And I don't think that that's probably a very favorable thing, right? I mean, and I don't think that whoever compared me to him meant it as a compliment. I'll say this. That guy's committed to his children. All he care about is wanting his children to have a chance, an equal and fair opportunity in this life. That's all he care about. That's all he care about. He's all about his kids. He promote his kids. He promote his kids. He promote his kids. That's it. So, dog, if you were trying to insult me when you compared me to LeVar, you know what? Thank you. Thank you for the comparison. Because I'm all about my kids. I die for mine. That's what's up. Go.
Yeah, LeVar Ball, I think he's a genius. But, like, when he first came out and was talking all this crazy stuff, everybody thought he was crazy, dumb, stupid, slow, you know, but it was really smart because now, look, 2 of his sons are in the league.
Right.
And the other one, he was in the league for a little bit
10
too.
days,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, he's a genius, no? He now he doesn't even have to do anything. You don't hear anything about him because his sons they're there. Like, oh, they lived up to what he was saying, you know? So
Yeah. So is he loud? Is he flamboyant?
fun boy.
What do I care? I mean, why is it? Let me ask this. Why is it that when a black parent is really high on their kids and really promotes their kid, we loud, we flamboyant, we aggressive. But look at Archie Manning. Look how he promoted his kids. Peyton Manning and what's the other one there that played for your team
Eli.
there? Peyton, Eli, and then they had the older son that did the coaching clinics. He didn't make it, right? Right? And he's regarded as a genius. Huh? But when you hear him talk, he no different from LeVar Ball. But see, everybody get to wild out. Everybody get to live their best life. But I got to be quiet. I don't accept that. Especially when I watch my children be abused. I didn't come to that game to watch my son be assaulted in between whistles. No. What, am I supposed to sit and take that? Heck no. I know he's 6'8" and 180 pounds, or no, 230 pounds, and can defend himself and can speak for himself. But he's still my baby. What are you trying to tell me? I'm supposed to take that? I mean, it was one thing when I had to take it when I was playing. And I did. I didn't have a choice. I was so impotent with rage. I didn't have a choice. And now I'm sitting here as an adult, and I'm watching these officials and these administrators and white supremacy do the same thing to my children that it did to me. Nope. Not gonna take it sitting down.
Yeah. And that's another thing that refs always had about me. I guess the way they looked at it was because since I'm a big guy, that a foul to me is not like a regular foul. Like when I get fouled, there's a chance of them not calling it because I'm so big. It shouldn't be a problem, right? But
And I'd be like, it's not his fault that he's stronger than the other guy. A foul is a foul.
A foul is a
Come
foul,
on,
exactly.
man.
It don't matter if it's Nate Robinson fouling Shaq, you know? Foul is a foul, you know what I'm saying? But that's not the way they looked at it. They looked at it like, you're so big and you're so strong. But it's crazy, though, because, like, some of the stuff they would do to me, there wouldn't be a foul called. If I did half of that to another guy, I'm getting thrown out the game. Like, they're throwing me out, no hesitation. But when it's to me, since I'm a big guy, I don't know, I guess it's not a foul. I should be able to take it. I should be able to play through it, I guess. And I do play through it, but it's still a foul, you know, but...
Well, what gets me is you have all these individuals that are, this is about kids sport, right? This is kids sport, player development, kids having fun and things like that. And you have all these individuals that are out there, whether knowingly or not, I won't speak to that are having a negative impact on the lives and experience of all these young athletes. Registration is down. I know a ref that's in the city right now. I just found out the other day, this guy and I have a history going back 20 years. right? I mean, we used to play together, play against each other rather, and we never liked each other then, and that carried over into his officiating, and you know what I mean? And it's like this. I mean, where's the accountability when an official can be he is so bad that an entire school division has banned him from officiating within that games inside that division? Where's the accountability? Where's the accountability? Where's the oversight? Where's the stewardship? Who's in charge of this madness? You got guys like Sean Close and what is that, Peg City Basketball, saying that you're holding 12-year-old kids to contracts? 14-year-old, 12 and 14-year-old kids that just signed up to play ball, and they say that your signature, that's a contract. You can't play for nobody else. What? This is not the NCAA. And when I go all the way to the top, because I went I had concerns. You've got these guys pumping out players outside. You know, you got this one team. What is this team there? Crossover basketball. 25 kids he brought into the gym, right? 25 kids when the rules clearly state that teams are supposed to comprise of 12 players. 25 kids, and he just platooned the kids. Platoon. Every 2 minutes, 5 new kids. And I was like, what are we talking about here? Is it player development? What are we talking about? What's going on? What's really going on over there? Why would he have 25 kids? Why wouldn't he just split that into 2 teams? But if you split it into 2 teams, then you got to pay 2 registrations. But what's really going on over there? And I took a closer look, and then I get to find out that Kids Sport Manitoba will pay $350 for every child that signs up to your program. So he go into the inner city, crossover basketball, Ricardo Martinez, yeah. I did my research. Go into the inner city, get these immigrant children. ESL is, English is a problem, so the parents can't, I mean, I had this one kid, he wasn't even registered proper. So I went to Wedlake. I said, God forbid that this kid would have gotten hurt and required the insurance that you're supposed to provide, right? He would have been, he wasn't even registered under his real name because he was playing for multiple kids. Like, he's 14 years old. He's a kid. He's not supposed to be making, where's the supervision? And you know what he said to me? I said, if that kid would have gotten hurt, he would have had no insurance. He wouldn't have been, it's okay because I always, if that happened, I would have just changed his name on the registration form to his proper name. Where's the oversight? When I had concerns about the officiating, I went to Respecting Sports. I talked all the way to the top because, these officials are supposed to have some. And the director, you know what he told me? It's really just a toothless entity. People call and complain all the time. They can't really do nothing. So I said, what do we do? He said, well, what you got to do is you got to go to the top again. You got to go to Wedlake and get him to bring all these little teams that have popped up. You got Triumph, you got, this, you got Attack, you got, he says, get all those teams, put them all under an umbrella of Basketball Manitoba, because right now basketball is just the Wild Wild West. It's just a free-for-all. Everybody too busy counting money to care. Sean and Bryce, yeah, I'm talking to you because I came and talked to both of y'all too and just said, hey man, I said my exact words, I don't care how you make, I ain't here to bother you about your money, make your money, but protect these kids. Protect these kids. These kids are being manipulated. $350 times 25 kids times how many kids in your basketball program, Ricardo Martinez, of crossover basketball? Huh? And then Bryce and Sean, you guys put on a showcase at Sports for Life, right? And there's an accident, one of my guys gets hurt, is laid out on the floor, and there's no contingency plan in place. There's no first aider. You guys were panicking. I had to pull a parent out of the audience that was a nurse and myself and all the Basketball Manitoba people that were there. You guys didn't even know where the ambulance was supposed to come up. How dare you put our children at risk with no plan in place for their safety if something goes wrong? Again, y'all out there just counting money. Who protecting the kids? Go.
Frauds. What we talking about?
We talking basketball, son.
Yeah.
I just had a little mini rant and I'm done.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, well, to go on about, Eric actually knows these guys you're talking about because he works for Basketball Manitoba, and for the city, but he does a lot of work with Basketball Manitoba too.
No, but here, let me ask
So
you
he
this
knows
then,
exactly
Eric.
what he
Let me
talking
ask you
about.
this. If I am let's say that I'm I work for MTS Center. I'm in charge of hiring the entertainment that performs at the MTS Center, okay? That's my job, right? As a side hustle, I go and I form a band and I'm managing a band. Okay, then I sign that band exclusively to perform at the MTS Center. While that's not necessarily illegal, it's a little bit of a conflict of interest, is it not? Because Sean works for Basketball Manitoba. And Sean also runs Peg City, which is now exclusively the only basketball entity in the city. And they're promoted by Basketball Manitoba. Sanctioned by Basketball Manitoba and everything. And to me, that's a conflict of interest. It's grimy. It's dirty. Because nobody else can get a foothold in. Nobody else can put on a clinic. Go.
Yeah, he said, yeah.
But that's what the power structure look at it like at the top. And the thing is that, you know, I went and talked to Dan Becker too. But these guys, they don't care because you see their kids are in the elite level programs that, you know, like Triumph and what's Becker's program called?
Junior Bisons, I think. Or
No, not Junior Bisons. He's got another one. Not the Wolves. No, it doesn't matter. But they're in these elite programs. You got to pay big bucks and so on and so forth. So they know their kids are all right. But what about these little inner city kids, right? The ones that fall between the cracks, right? These little, you know, first generation, you know, these little African kids, you know, when I tried to, what about these kids? Like, I mean, I see them show up on Team Crossover, you know, 25 strong. And you want to talk about tampering with athletes, Sean? But you want to talk about, oh, you have a 12-year-old athlete, a 14-year-old athlete under contract, Sean? I have the emails. Just be glad it's not my child, because I can't advocate that for a child that's not my own. But I came to you guys and I told you, hey, just do this because, hey, these are the holes within your system and these are how these children are being exploited. And I said, fix it. We'll take it under advisement. Too busy counting money. And now what? God shut you down. God shut you down. Yeah, I'll claim that one for God. Go.
Yeah. So the ref thing is all over the place too. Like, let's see what he said. That's like NBA players charging $300 per kid for their 1 or 2 day camp.
Do you really need that money?
Exactly.
Shouldn't that be a public service? Like, shouldn't that be like, I mean, you know, a community service thing? Because, I mean, if you do that, the thing is with donations, they're all taxable. When you make donations, you say, like, for instance, like Bill Gates is such a wonderful philanthropist, he's very generous. But, I mean, that money come back. It's taxable. So everything you give out, it come back, right? So when you're exactly right. So when you're charging $300 for a 2-day camp, why? Why not just make it free? I don't know. I mean, that's what I would do, but that's me. I'm different. That's what he would do. Why? Because I would require him to do that. You got to get something back to the game. You got to. So hey, let's wrap this up, man. This has been great because we got to get ready to have supper and head out to train, get some basketball, get some reps up. So let's wrap this up.
Yeah,
what do you want to say in closing?
What else we want to talk? You want to talk about anything else at all? Or?
No, man. We touch on everything that I wanted to touch on. What do you want to say in closing?
I don't know. I can talk about the refs even in Alberta a little bit.
Go.
Yeah. So it wasn't even just a problem here. It was the same thing in Alberta. Even the refs out there had it out for me out there and they didn't even know me. Like, that's crazy.
What does that tell you?
Yeah. It's because, too, one of the reasons why is, like, the team I was playing for had a bad rep. So, because the year before, there was some little legal issues going on.
It didn't have nothing to do with you. It didn't have nothing to do with you.
Me, but
it was before you got there. It didn't have nothing to do with you.
Yeah. So, and then my coach told me, you know, he told me, like, don't irritate these refs. Like, don't make them mad, you know, because you never know what's gonna happen. We could be in a playoff game, and guess who shows up to ref? And the exact same thing happened actually. There's just one skinny guy. He's just a horrible ref. He's a horrible ref. He's so bad. And I told him that one time.
That's probably why you didn't get no. I mean, come on, man.
No, but actually, I told him that at the end. It was already, we had
And
already lost.
You expect he wasn't going to remember that?
We had
You didn't
already.
think you're going to see him again?
We had already lost the semifinal game. It was
Okay.
it was like the third place game, you know.
Okay.
And I told him that I was like, you're worst ref I've ever
We
seen.
about to lose IG. IG, if you
Okay.
want to follow the link, you can catch us on Facebook. We're on Facebook right now and YouTube as well. I'm going to repost the rest of this video. We're going to wrap it up right away
Yeah, we can
anyways.
wrap it up.
And I'll repost the rest of it so that you'll get the end that you missed, or just follow the link to one of the other
Hey, see you, Eric.
platforms.
Anyone else who's out there? Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, IG. God bless. We appreciate you so much.
see
All
ya.
right, go ahead. The refs in Alberta.
Yeah, so I had just gotten teed up a couple times, and then it turned out that I can't remember exactly what had happened. I guess when the guy was making calls, I was just on him, you know, and then it turned out he was reffing our semifinal game.
Ah.
So it was bad. It was
So, yeah,
really
you
bad.
ate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got he called me for a foul like 2 minutes into the game, and then I got another one the same quarter. So
That's
I had
that's
to-
your own fault.
I had
That's
to sit.
your own fault. You were reared better than that. You were taught better than that. The ref does not determine the outcome of the game, and if you allow that to happen, then that's on you.
Yeah, well,
That's on you.
I had to sit for the whole first half pretty much because I got 2 fouls right off the jump, and then when I came back in, I wasn't in the game anymore.
You were out of the flow of the game.
I ended up getting fouled out too.
Yeah,
Like,
I remember that game. I was sitting here. We were sitting here watching. I wasn't very happy. I was I wasn't very happy with your performance that game, but I didn't know what. However,
No,
at the same time too.
but-
Go ahead.
No, I got called that game for a foul on a rebound. That was the crazy part. I just grabbed the rebound and and he called me for a foul, and I went to my coach and I was like, "Coach, what did I do?" And my coach just looked at me and said, "I don't even know, man.
You were born
this
black,
is
man.
what
That's
it
what it is. And that's what. Yeah, I said it. I said it. I mean, yeah. I mean, even though however, okay. And I'm gonna close with this. Yes, white supremacy is an issue. Yes, it's a thing. Racism is it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and deny any of that. Right? And I mean, that's just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, the things that I've had to overcome to get to this point in my life. Right? It's a real thing. White supremacy is a real thing. However, it took me so long to get to where I am today, not because of white supremacy, but because of my attitude about white supremacy. So while it's still upsetting that it exists, my attitude about it has changed. Because I no longer allow it to hold me back. Because I know this from my lived life experience. Every step of the way, God has placed people on my journey to help me out. And it was either up to me to receive that blessing or not. Right? And this is what I'm trying to teach my children and manifest in their lives. Right? So I said all of that negativity to come to this point of positivity to say, ultimately, at the end of the day, none of that matters. Yeah, I get passionate about it. It's upsetting. I don't like to see people being exploited, especially children. It's upsetting. You know? However, ultimately, none of it matters because God is still in control, and He allows us the ability to manifest our own best lives. All we have to do is just stop being distracted at this level and elevate our consciousness and start vibrating at a higher frequency. Encouraging you to try that. This has been Love and Basketball. Real talk, Love and Basketball with the Tank. Big Noah. I'm Ian. Thanks for